What's going on, everybody? Johnny here, bringing you another episode of the RB Files podcast. It's been a little too long since I did my last one, but I am back here, so super stoked you guys to join me again. We got a few things to cover for sure. Like on the first video, super tragic intro, and once again, we're gonna start off with another tragic intro. This week has been a rough one. We lost the great rock and roll Hall of Fame, heavy metal god, the Prince of Darkness, Ozzy Osbourne. Super bummed out about that loss. Ozzy was a huge influence in my whole life. Ever since I was a little kid, growing up listening to Black Sabbath and Ozzy, Crazy Train. Everybody remembers Paranoid, all the good soundtracks of our lives. So, super tragic. It's a bummer that he's gone, but I hope he's in a better place, which I know he is. He's out there jamming with Randy Rhoads right now, so he's living it up right now. And also today, this video might be released a little bit later, but as of today, we lost also Hulk Hogan. So Hulk Hogan was another legendary wrestler. So super sad. It's been a rough week. So just wanted to start off on that note, but once again, their legacy will live on forever. Ozzy will live on forever, and everybody will always be playing his music. I think to the end of time. His music has been sampled. He's just been iconic throughout everything, even with the show The Osbournes. I don't know we all, but it was a great show. Me and my brothers grew up watching it. So like I said, once again, the icons, they'll live on forever. So hopefully they're doing a lot better and having some fun wrestling and jamming out. Okay, guys, so moving on to what we're going to be talking about today. Today is going to be a UFO-filled episode. So we're going to be talking about a few different videos that just came out within like the month and a couple of weeks. So very interesting stuff's going on. We'll try to see if we what we think about them. Everything's always up in the air. We don't know what's truly going on, whether it's government experiments, whether it is extraterrestrial, or whether just interdimensional. Who knows? It's just one of the weirdest things that's going on right now. But we got a couple of clips that we're going to be checking out. So I actually do got some video that I want to share with you, and it's coming from George Knapp and Jeremy Corbell from the podcast Weaponize, which I do urge you guys to watch Weaponize. It's really good. They always put out some good stuff, and they always have really good topics to talk about. So the first one we're going to be talking about is the Mosul Orb. So the Mosul Orb is actually, it first started off as a picture that George Knapp and Jeremy Corbell released. First release, I can't remember actually. It was a photo only. So the photo showed a picture of what looked like an orb flying over, and I'll be showing you guys that. It looks like it's flying over a town or a city, but it was just still image. So when that still image came out, obviously lots of controversy came out with that. People were just calling it like a water droplet on the screen. Somebody said it was a pothole. A bunch of different theories, bird poop, I don't know, like something just wrong with the lens. And it's, obviously you can't determine so much when it comes to like, a picture. It's, you want to see the video, but, when you see something anomalous and all you can get is a photo, you want to release it and see what the people think. Like I said, people were calling it like a pothole and stuff, but, so now they actually required the footage, but it was actually obtained by a person named Dustin Slaughter, which I got to say, pretty badass name, not going to lie. So Dustin Slaughter actually obtained it by a FOIA, which is the Freedom of Information Act. So he actually put it for a FOIA and actually got the footage of the Mosul Orb. So the Mosul Orb, it was in an active combat zone in Mosul, Iraq. So that's where this video is actually recorded from. The clip isn't very long. I would just have to say that it's about maybe like 1 second, but it's very interesting, and it kind of eliminates those theories of what people were saying about it. Like they were saying, obviously what I told you. So, but now when you see the video, it's a little bit harder to dispute that it's just like a raindrop on a lens, because this thing actually moves, and we'll go ahead and show you. But like I said, Dustin Slaughter is the guy that came out with this, and kudos to him for actually fighting to get this released, because a lot of this stuff is archived, and I believe like the military and the government just has all this stuff, and they're not going to release it. So we'll go ahead and without further ado, let's take a look at the Mosul orb. All right, I also did the liberty of slowing down the orb. So, because I know it moves very quickly and you only got a few, seconds of glimpse of this thing. So let's take another look at it. And this time it's in slow-mo. So let's see this thing move by and slow motion. And, after let's kind of, gather thoughts about it. So pretty interesting footage, right? I mean, I'm pretty intrigued by it. It looks pretty cool. It's obviously a spherical shape. It's got a reflective, dark metallic look. Moving pretty quickly from what we can see, but we don't know how far it is from the camera. We don't know how big or small this thing really is. So we can't really determine, but somebody's going to be out there like examining this thing and obviously going to try to decipher how big this thing is. And, and the only thing that it could look like, and I won't argue, it could look like like just a metallic balloon even passing by, but it moves so smooth and so like quickly and not jittery, that I rather find it interesting. So that's the Mosul orb. And like I said, kudos to Dustin Slaughter and also George Knapp and Jeremy Corbell. I love that when people start getting together and putting the pieces together to the puzzles, it's pretty cool to see some video come of it. Obviously, like I said, started off as a picture, but now we got a little bit more info on this thing. So now moving on to one I call the Afghanistan UFO, because this one is another one that was released on the Weaponized podcast. Once again, George Knapp and Jeremy Corbell, they're doing a lot of work lately and fighting to get a lot of good footage. And I find this one absolutely super interesting. So this one was recorded on November 23rd, 2020, and it was in Afghanistan. So some people did some deep diving after the fact that this video got released, and they actually found the location just due to all the information that's surrounding on the screen. This was actually recorded off of it looks like it's recorded off the screen itself, because you can see some reflectiveness going on in it. So it's not the actual footage, but it's one that's released, and it was Air Force acquired footage. So it was like from an Air Force asset, and it's been vetted, and it's government footage. So they actually got this from the Air Force. So it's not just a Joe Smo recording in the sky. This is actual like thermal footage of this anomalous looking thing. And I gotta say, and I agree because they said it too, when I first saw this, if you ever seen the movie Nope, it's a Jordan Peele movie, very, very good. And this thing looks like the thing from Nope. It's a UFO, it's a round, this thing looks massive from what I can see. But like I said, once again, we don't know the distance or anything, but it's in the clouds. And in the movie Nope, this UFO would move or inside the clouds and to hide and stuff like that. So this footage looks something like out of that movie Nope. It's so weird because it moves in and out of the clouds, and it looks like it doesn't want to be seen. So we'll be seeing that, and it's a saucer shape, but it kind of even looks like it's changing a little bit sometimes. It doesn't look like it's completely spherical. It looks like it's kind of like I don't know if it could be the footage that is being recorded on, and it's kind of manipulating it. Maybe it is a perfect sphere, but the video looks absolutely strange. And it was recorded in Asmar, Afghanistan, and that's from the coordinates from the video that people saw. So they got, like I said, they gathered the information off the screen, and then they actually got this coordinates and plugged it into like Google Maps or something, and they found out that it is located in, I gotta Asmar, Afghanistan. So that's where this thing takes place at. So let's take a look at this one. There is 3 videos. I'll admit the first one, I definitely cannot see shit out of it. I don't know if you're supposed to see anything, but the first one just looks like a bunch of clouds, and it's very hard to see anything. So if you see anything in the first footage, then yes, I'm good ass eyesight. But for me, I really couldn't see shit. So we'll play them, and then the second video, it looks really, really good. This one you start to see the object, and then they also do like a little bit of an AI enhancement on it. So you could see it. There's a little bit of distortion, but it clarifies the image a little bit more, so you can see the saucer, and it comes down and it kind of makes like a turning shape really abruptly. So that one's really cool. The third one, still great footage. There's a little bit of glitchiness in it, so it kind of like jolts from like one shot and then it kind of appears. But I think that's just due to some glitchy camera footage or something like that, or something was wrong in the footage being, I don't know, maybe the data being stored on it. But without further ado, let's watch these 3 videos. All right, guys. So what did you think about that? I think those are rather really, really interesting videos, and it's pretty creepy. And if this thing is massive and moving like that, it's pretty insane. Not gonna lie, I'm really intrigued by those. And like I said, coming from the Air Force, thermal footage, very compelling. And like I said, George Knapp and Jeremy Corbell, they're no slouches on what they do and while they research their stuff. So they go through a process of like actually vetting it. So it's pretty cool. What is it? I don't know. Maybe it could be some military, stuff going on, or maybe, like I said, extraterrestrial. Could it be? Maybe black projects. Who knows? Interdimensional, possibly. But we have these things, and we always have to question it. Also, too, the possibility of AI. AI could be bullshitting us. I don't know. There could be so many things out there. I mean, there is a lot of footage out there that is being, made and created, and it's getting a lot better these days, but we got to be strong and actually do our research and not just go with the flow with the bullshit, On that note, I also want to go over, we'll take a deeper dive later into this. So, these videos that we just saw, I find them rather compelling, to be honest. There's some good stuff, but also, like I said, with the good comes the bad. And, I'm not going to believe everything I see. But right now, another one's making its rounds in the UFO community, and that is the Boogosphere. And the Boogosphere, I call it the Bogosphere until I'm proven wrong. But the Boogosphere, we're going to take a deeper dive on a later video, but I just want to go over this too, about, these spherical shapes that are showing up. And obviously I talked about there's different kind of shapes going on out there. But it was found in Buga, Colombia. This person, Jaime Maussan, has been doing UFO researching for a long time. He's not always been the greatest. A lot of stuff has been debunked, and he kind of, I don't know what's the thing behind it. I mean, sometimes I think he's good, but then all the two, you might be capitalizing on everything with bullshitting. So we just don't know what is real or what isn't. But when I look at it, the sphere looks pretty fucking goofy, not gonna lie. It looks pretty janky. It's like a round little sphere, and when you watch the video, it's very choppy of the original video. And this thing kind of like moves like, I don't know, looks like it's bouncing around. The footage is not actually one whole clip. It's a bunch of clips put together. So that's pretty sketchy. And then even the guy that discovered it, he was a miner out in Colombia, and I guess they're recording it. And by the time they got up to the sphere, the video just ends. So it's kind of weird. It's one of those videos that I don't know, it's scratching my head with. But like I said, we'll take a deeper dive in that one. But as for now, I list that one as sketchy and just not on my radar, to be honest. It's not that good, but a lot of people are taking it serious, and it is going through a lot of vetting right now. So we'll see what the analysis comes up with this thing, because they do have it, and the Boogosphere is being looked at. But even like there's designs on this Boogosphere, and it looks like man carvings, crude, like not even like smooth. But what the hell? I don't know what alien technology looks like, but there's this thing that looks like a chip on it, like etched in, but it looks, I don't know. But like I said, I don't know what the hell a UFO really looks like. Nobody really does. So maybe this is legit. I don't know. Until they take a deeper dive into it. And like I said, we'll take a closer look at it later on in a different video. But as of right now, let me think of what you think of all these different clips and what's your take on the whole UFO thing. Do you think it's military, black budget? Do you think it's extraterrestrial? Do you think it is reverse engineering from that we acquired, UFO technology, and now we're thoughts on this? So let me know in the comments below. And also too, if you like this video, please like, subscribe, and share. And let everybody know if you do enjoy it, spread the word. Just let everybody know that, the videos are out there. I don't know if you trying, like I said, uploading more. I know it took me freaking forever for this one. But once again, I appreciate you guys, and I hope you had fun with this. And I will see you guys on the next one. So, is the truth out there? We'll see. Take it easy, guys. Peace.